Now, back to the morning roast with Bonte and Shasky.
What up? What's happening? Great day on the roast. Victory Tuesday. Niners win. Beat the Rams 24-9. No turnovers. Defense comes up with 7 sacks. Hufanga with the pick 6 at the end of the game. And what do you know? The Niners now tied for first place in the NFC West at 2-2. Then they'll head on to the road for a big 2-game stretch in Carolina and Atlanta.
So I sit down in my seats after getting food and drinks for my wife and my niece, and we're sitting there, and my niece turns to me and she goes, "Do you see who that is?" And I go, Where am I looking at? She's like, "Look down on the field." And I see this guy streaking in a red 80 jersey. And I go, "Oh, that's the GOAT. That's the GOAT out there running patterns, getting ready." Jerry freaking Rice had the suit on, running routes on the field pregame. I go, "That's a good omen."
Well, the watermelon fruit punch is what I've been sipping on lately with the Go Fuel.
I got the gummy bear.
And we're going to connect to Jerry Rice in just a second. But he's got the Go Fuel. You can see him. He's going to join us on Zoom, I believe, in just a second. I wonder how many of these he chugged down before running down that football field. He was in rare form yesterday.
Yeah, he was.
He was ready to roll.
Nobody looks better in a suit than him.
Nobody.
I mean, I'm being 100% when I say this.
I'm so jealous.
He knows how to look so perfect in a suit. I'm so jealous.
All right, we got to go.
But when I saw him running routes with the jersey on, setting the tone pregame, I go, yeah, we're ready for a big game.
But there's a couple questions before we get. We got Jerry Rice now on the line, and good morning to the GOAT, Jerry Rice, the greatest football player of all time. First of all, how many Goat Fuels did he drink before running down the field? He didn't huff and puff. I would have died at the 15-yard line. Jerry runs through the goal line. I was like, "Jerry, you're not back in practice in Rockland, California anymore." And then 2, people want to know what was in that glass when you're pointing at Deebo Samuel scoring that touchdown.
It was Goat Fuel.
And the bow tie. Jerry, I've never seen you in the bow tie. Jerry, I've never seen you in the bow tie either. Like, all of a sudden, I want to wear a bow tie now because of the way you make the bow tie look.
Hey, man, it was Monday Night Football, statement night. You know, just like 49ers, you got Rams, and, I think the 49ers, they did a fantastic job. They got that W, and it was a big win for them, but that was statement night. So I wanted to look good. I wanted the presentation to look good, so I'm running up and down the field. But the jersey, I grabbed this fan, number 80, out of the stands, and I put it on. And Steve threw me the ball, and all of a sudden, it was just a reaction thing, man. I sprinted all the way to the end zone. And I was like, I'm saying to myself, "Oh, man, you know what? I feel really good. Monday night,
Hey, Jerry, I'm watching Deebo Samuel, and you brought it up Monday night. Like, it means something to me. And you could feel the electricity going into the stadium. And me and B, we both grew up with Candlestick, and you playing it on Monday Night Football. And I know how much you loved playing on Monday Night Football. In my mind, when I'm watching Deebo break those tackles and make that play that he did for that long touchdown, I'm envisioning Roger Craig against the Rams, where you're the lead blocker downfield. I'm envisioning John Taylor on Monday Night Football when you're lead blocking for him as he's running all the way. Like, that's one of those seminal highlights that are going to live forever.
Yeah, that's one of those heartbeat things, man. That just players just working together, getting in position to get their teammate into the end zone. First of all, that defensive back, he took a very bad angle because he tried to undercut that pass. Mm-hmm. And for Deebo to make that catch the way he did, then to have the vision to take it to the end zone. It brought back a lot of memories because I'm saying to myself, man, because, he made some cuts that reminded me of someone else, back in the day. To have that vision and really get into pay dirt, where you drop 6 on them. I think it was a fantastic play, but it had a lot to do with his vision on the football field and, his teammates helping him to get to the end zone.
And we're talking to Jerry Rice, the greatest wide receiver, greatest football player of all time. I'll take him over anybody. Brady, Tim Brown, you name it. He's got all the records. We know about the seasons he's had, the MVPs, you name it, the jewelry. Jerry, getting Deebo at space. I know they've had him playing running back since midway through last year. And personally, I don't like seeing Deebo carry the ball 8 times in the teeth of the defense. I want to see him on the perimeter. So we know teams are going to try to take away that wide receiver screen. What are more ways the 49ers are? How creative can they get to get Deebo the ball in space to where he's going one-on-one with the DB and not a linebacker in the A-gap?
Well, guys, here's the thing with me. The run pass option, everything is so condensed. You can open the field up just a little bit more by spreading these guys out just a little bit more. Getting Debo on the outside. I'm not a big fan of him being back in that backfield because it's almost like that. The second he's back in the backfield, the opponent knows that Debo is going to get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be up to Kyle Shanahan to be a little bit more creative, maybe spread them out just a little bit more. Brandon Ayuk, he made some plays and they got some weapons. They got some guys that can make some plays. But another key factor too, guys, we got to start throwing the ball on the outside because defensive coordinators, they're going to figure that out because you notice a lot of bubble screens,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of throws over the middle, but we really didn't attack the outside. And I wanted them to really just throw the ball deep, spread out a little bit, throw it deep, just to let the opponent know that, hey, look, they could throw it deep to make it a threat.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, then the opponent is going to squeeze down on everything. But I got to give it to the Niners; they did a great job of making it happen. And this guy Hufanga,
oh my God,
Hufanga,
wow,
man, this guy is all over the place. And just making plays, and I really enjoy just watching him. And on defense, Bosa is going to be Bosa and all of that, and that defense is going to put pressure on the opponent. But just to watch him, make plays like that, and to have the vision to take it to the house, man, to seal the deal.
Yeah, I want to get back into Hufanga in a second, but the Jalen Ramsey Debo thing. Like, all about tormenting defensive backs, and there are certain matchups that you felt like you owned, I'm sure. What is it about Debo and Jalen Ramsey? Is it a mental thing? Is it something physically that Debo's doing? Why does Jalen Ramsey just get erased by Debo Samuel?
I think, looking at that game last night, you would think that, Ramsey would follow him all over the field. But they don't do that. I think him and Brandon Ayuk, they had the altercation last night.
Yeah.
Where they got, tangled up a little bit. But, if you're going to, back in the day, you would put your best corner on your best receiver. You don't see a lot of that with the run pass option and stuff like that. But, Debo, anytime he can touch that money, be, himself, be creative on the football field. Something, spectacular is going to happen. And, to see Wilson too, to start everything off, man, because, this guy took it up the middle and it was no catching him. So you got guys, from different positions, making plays and, get ready for the next battle.
No doubt. Jerry Rice on the line right now on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. Don't forget to grab his Go Fuel. I've got the watermelon fruit punch. What you sipping on,
I got
Chasky?
the gummy bear.
You got the gummy bear. So we got the Go Fuel. We're fired up this morning.
Hey, believe me, guys, if I could have had a Go Fuel in the stadium last night, that would have been the icing on the cake right there. To take a sip of that. And also, to give Debo some love and that offensive line and the offense, man, that would have been perfect.
Jerry, the way you was running on that field, I thought you were all 5 Go Fuels, man. I swear, you didn't even break a sweat in the suit. I
always get energized on Monday night.
Yeah.
It is so weird, guys. It's so weird because even after being out of the game for such a long time, it clicks. The game phase, it comes on. Just walking into the stadium and stuff like that, I was like, man, God, I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you hear that music. You see the flyover with the bomber jets, the fighter jets.
When that bomber jet, whatever came over, I looked up at that, man. I was ready to go.
It shook the stadium. I felt like the whole stadium was shaking.
Yeah, but it was so awesome to see.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt, Jerry. And look, Jerry, I want to get to Hufanga in the defense because they came up with 7 sacks yesterday and totally shut down. Jerry's got to hold out. He's got the dog in there real quick. But I want to ask Jerry about Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
Because Brandon Ayuk is a special, special player. And I saw Brandon Ayuk get frustrated a couple times. All right, we got Jerry back on the line. He's ready to go here. Brandon Ayuk, what do you tell Brandon Ayuk when you know targets are not coming your way like that? 4 targets yesterday. He got 4 catches, 37 yards, but not the plays, the explosive plays we see Brandon Ayuk make on a regular basis. What do you tell a guy like that when he knows, okay, this is a run-first offense, the quarterback is still trying to work up the game speed of Jimmy Garoppolo? What'd you tell Brandon Ayuk after a tough game last night where he's not seeing a lot of targets?
I think you just got to be patient. The most important thing is the W, and I think we all get frustrated, because you work your butt off all week long, and you think you're gonna go into that game and you're gonna have so many opportunities, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. And most important thing is the W, but just continue to work hard, and it's gonna pay off for you.
I'm looking at the defense, and we'll get to Bosa in a second, but Hufanga, he's just so special. You played with a special player out of USC, and we never compare anybody to you. We never compare him to Ronnie Lott. But, man, I'm seeing a guy who's flying like Ronnie Lott, can hit, can knock the ball out. He's very instinctual. What do you see when you see Talanoa Hufanga?
I basically see the same thing. He's all over the field making plays. You can tell, that he's very smart. He's intelligent. He knows his opponent. He knows, certain, certain
tendencies.
Because it's like one of these. It's like the interception play. Mm-hmm. He already knew that was coming. Mm-hmm. He knew it. The way he broke on that, so certain formations and stuff like that, he knew that was coming. And to have that focus, that mindset, then to finish it off, because you can know it's coming, but you still got to be able to finish the play.
No doubt.
And that was something that Bill Walsh always talked about. He was saying, a lot of guys can get in position, but then all of a sudden they can't finish the play. He got all of that, and like I said, very smart. He's a playmaker, and he's gonna cause a lot of havoc. Just on that football field.
Every great defense,
in position to make a play.
Jerry, every good defense, they try to be great because they want to score touchdowns. They want to turn the ball over, but they also need great pass rushers. And the Niners have one in number 97, Nick Bosa. And Shaska and I were talking last week. We saw Micah Parsons for the Cowboys last Monday night show out against the New York Giants. You saw Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, Monday night games. You talked about it, Jerry. Monday night football is special. And if Bosa wanted to make a claim for DPLY or put his name in that race, you got to ball out on Monday night football. And that's what we saw from Nick Bosa. 14 quarterback pressures yesterday, 7 quarterback hits, 2 sacks. Bosa was everywhere, Jerry.
Yeah, Bosa is just like Aaron Donald, man. I mean, this guy, he's incredible on the football field, and just watching him, how he can overpower the offensive lineman and, get into that backfield to cause problems. It's just typical Bosa. And that's really what's expected of him, and I think he owns up to it. He knows that, he has to be a playmaker out on the football field, and he does that.
No doubt. And, Jerry, before we let you go, we appreciate the time today. We saw the Tua Tagovailoa concussion last Thursday night against the Cincinnati Bengals after suffering a head injury against the Buffalo Bills. How the NFL handled the protocols and how often you think you play with a concussion. Did you agree with the protocols? What did you think of the Tua situation? And do you think that you ever went in where you probably shouldn't have gone into the game?
To be honest, that's a good question. But I think back in the day, if you could take the smelling salt, if they asked you 3 questions, if you could answer those questions, you were back on the field.
Got it.
The thing with Tua, I think he was concussed, in that Buffalo game. Mm-hmm. So it was just no way he should have been playing in that last football game. So the NFL, they dropped the ball on that. They really did, and it's all about protecting the players and all of that. And I don't think he should have played in that game. Have I ever gone back into a game where I felt like if I was concussed or something like that? I would say no to that.
Yeah.
Because basically I knew if I was not in a position to make good decisions on the field and if I was going to hurt the team. So, pretty much I would have taken myself out of it.
Jerry, I don't remember you, and again, you obviously were going to remember way more than we will, but I don't remember you taking direct hits over the middle like that. You would contort your body, and you were so good at not taking those devastating blows. Like, I can't even remember the biggest hit you took in your career.
Yeah, my thing, guys, I had good awareness on the field, and I knew when to get down, and I knew when to protect myself.
Who was the guy that hit you the hardest?
So it was not like I was just running through that secondary and just all relaxed. I knew that, that there were like complications, that there was problems, that there was guys out there hurt me and do all of those things. So I knew how to, just tighten my body up, and the majority of the time when guys hit me, they were the ones that got hurt. I guess it was because of my conditioning and all of that. But, yeah, I knew exactly where I was at on the football field.
Nah, you were really good, Jerry. We know about that. And the Go Fuel is really good. Powering us through another morning at the Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Man, hey, Niners 2-2.
Let's go.
Tied for first place in the NFC West, Jerry. What is that right there?
See that buff right back there?
Yeah,
I see it.
In that Go Field?
Oh.
Always behind me.
Oh, wow.
But, hey, I'm telling you. With the Debo run, I'm telling you, if I had the watermelon fruit punch or something like that, and to be able to toast him on that, that would have been the ultimate. You know what I'm saying?
Jerry, you pointing with the cocktail in hand is now a meme.
Hey, but did you see the ring on the finger?
I did. Oh, we can't miss the bling, Jerry. We did not miss the bling, man. I'm telling you, you were right there running court. We love seeing you at the football games. You had the bow tie looking dapper again. You're running down the field and setting the tone.
Yeah.
That's what we need every single game at Levi's, Jerry.
No, you got it, baby. You know me.
Yeah, we do.
I'm all about entertainment.
Yeah,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jerry, always good to talk to you, brother.
The greatest.
All right, guys. You got
anytime, man. Go Fuel. Go pick up some Go Fuel Safeway. Any supermarket in the Bay Area. A watermelon fruit punch right now is hitting. We all need it here on the Morning Roast.